My second point, right? Getting an idea of what happens in each step. Again, the key is that it's not the people that are taking action inside of the step, but it is the what is the organization trying to get done within that step in the process. It's important because, again, you do this all the time. You help people, you provide this service. They choose you, and you watch how they make that decision process. Once you've gotten good at kind of understanding how past clients have made the decision, you can really move forward into new clients and give them a roadmap for what it is that they should be doing. And when they give you a roadmap that they are using, you can double check it against what you've seen to be effective and not effective in the past. I can't stress enough. It's again, get really good at developing opportunities first. But the second thing you could do is you can walk through this piece where you help them understand what happens at each particular step. So if it goes from like to a user committee, you could look at their process and think to yourself, usually at this point, we need to get the people who are actually going to be doing the work in the room. That would be a way that you suggest the step, right? This is a step. I'm not saying who does the step, but I am saying that this step is generally included in the process, right? Does that make sense? I hope it does. I can mentally see your heads nodding on this. An example of that is just that, right? It's including users. I find that oftentimes decisions are made at a high level, and in the end, there's somebody who needs to implement at least a piece of this. And if you don't get them involved in the decision, they tend to have the opportunity or the ability to either shoot it down before the decision gets made, or they shoot it down as you're trying to implement the solution, and they keep it from being implemented. I just heard a funny story yesterday of a guy sitting through a presentation, and his dad was part of this group, and they occasionally had this presentation of one of these Gallup type strengths finder people would come through, and he was like, man, this is the greatest tool. Like, I can't believe it's so great. I need to take advantage of this. And so he goes to license it. And as he goes and talks to his HR people are like, oh, we bought that 5 years ago. So, right. It's in that implementation piece of it that I'm guessing that what happened 5 years ago is it got started. The HR people, who obviously are very involved in using a tool like this, somebody else bought it, probably his dad, and they didn't have any buy-in as to why they were getting this tool in-house to begin with. And since nobody ever, right, the person sold them the license, never asked the question. They never got user buy-in at the same time, never got implemented. So here it is, just a dead investment. And then the decision got made a second time. But since there's already a dead investment in it, it got killed again. So things to think about as you go forward. It would be great if you could help them identify the steps or listen to the steps, and then also insert what should happen in each particular step, as well as ask them. Like when you say that it's going to go to committee, what is the committee going to do? Like what happens inside that step?